But let's do Yarbird Suite. Yarbird Suite is a tune I think, David, you would say has a lot of chords. So let's look it up. So I made a backing track, but let's just play the backing track once so we know what it sounds like. A7, D7, 2, 5, 2, 5. The bridge, E minor. E minor. Last A. So the backtrack is 20 minutes, so you can really have a lot of fun. Well, the first problem is this second bar, but the second bar is actually pretty easy, right? It's F minor 7, B flat 7, but we can kind of forget about the F minor 7. That's just a 2 chord for the B flat 7. But C6, B flat 7, C6, we call that a backdoor dominant. So that's a dominant on the flat 7th degree, so B flat 7 to C. And the reason that that works is because B flat 7 is a tritone for E7, and E7 is a dominant for A minor. A minor is the 6th degree in C, and the 6th degree is the same as the 1st degree. So B flat 7 to A minor would be the same as B flat 7 to C, and B flat 7 to A minor would be the same as E7 to A minor. So what you could do is play E7 altered lines, something like this. Or really has to be altered, not Phrygian dominant, really altered. What you could also do is play B flat 7 lines, just simple B flat 7 lines like or diminished B flat 7, and resolve to a note from C. F minor 6, but that's B flat 7. Or if you really want to make it easy, just think G7 altered. Because F minor 6, what we just played, is the same as G7 altered. So if you just play G7 altered in the second bar, that will sound fine. So you can just play... so I just play G7. Or... that will sound fine. Now, I wouldn't do that every time. I would sometimes just play B flat 7. So a simple B flat 7 line like... That's also a good line. But sometimes you just can play G7 altered and you'll be fine. Okay, let's continue. Then we have all those dominant chords in a row. So C7, B flat 7, A7, D7, G7. That's usually a problem because now all your 2-5-1 licks are useless. because the 2-5-1 lick requires a minor chord on the 2. So we have C7, B flat 7, but the B flat 7 is just a passing chord. So it's basically C7 or C or C6, could be the same thing. But then we have A7 to D7, and we have G7 to E minor. Now A7 to D7, that's a 5-1, but the 1 chord is a dominant. But we could actually just play A7 lines going to D, and then just don't play on the D. Just play a line that resolves to D, right? Or something that resolves to D. And then we could play lines that go from G7 to C, because the 3rd degree and the 6th degree in a major key are just substitutes of the 1 chord. So this is a substitute of C. And that's what I wrote down here. So the first idea would just be to play A7 to D, G7 to C. So let me demonstrate that. So I'm gonna play a bar of C, then the B flat 7 bar, I just play a B flat 7 line. And then I play A7 to D, and I just play this lick. So I start on the 3rd, and I just play diminished up. Then I don't play on the D7 bar, and then I play the same line for G7 to C. And I can do that on both A's. Let's do that. Oh yeah, I have to use my Bose speaker again. So let me find the backing track on my phone. Bridge. Let's do it again. Bridge. Yeah? Okay. So let me improvise with this idea. So I'm gonna play A7 to D, but now I'm free. I can play any line I want, and then G7 to C. So I'm gonna try not to play the same line twice, of course, because that would give the trick away. So here we go. Let me play a little bit of the theme. Third bar, I'm just thinking C. It's just C. I just play, so the second bar is B flat 7 to C. And then I don't play anything in that bar because I just play resolution, or I can just play G7 altered. I just play C. I'll play a little bit of the theme, so we have the song in our head. Yeah, so I was really playing A7 to D and then G7 to C. So that would be the first option. That's actually a pretty easy option to practice because it's very organized. Like C, B flat 7 to C or G7 to C, A7 to D, G7 to C, turn around. You can do anything you want in the turn around. Very organized way. So that would be the first option. The second option would actually to connect the D7 and the G7, right? If we go back to the chords, we see this D7 to G7. That would be the connection we are going to make now. So that means the A7 to D7 is not a connection that we have to make. We have to make the other connections. So let's think about that. Like if we do it like a gypsy jazz player, then we could, for instance, play diminished up on D7 and then go down with a Phrygian dominant. Or that would be altered actually. Phrygian dominant would be so 3, 4, or altered. Or let's do that from the third, F sharp. Or maybe let's do it from the fifth. Right, okay, so now we went up diminished, down with an altered sound. Now let's do the other way around. So let's go down with a scale, like altered, and then go up diminished. So for D7, that would be the first option. Second option would be from the fifth. From the 7 maybe. Do triplets there. So now I'm giving too many options. Let's just stick with going up diminished. I'm down with an altered scale. So I'll keep the chords on the screen so you can follow along that way. It would be better maybe. So in the bridge, it happens again, right? In the bridge, the end of the bridge is D7, D minor 7, G7, but it's just D7, G7. So that's exactly the same thing. And now I was actually playing, so I was just playing a D7 line down and then going up with G7 diminished. Okay, let's do it again. So there, I actually connected both ideas. I did A7 to D, and I ended on the third, and I immediately played D7 to G7 by playing diminished up, altered down. Let me do it again. Let me play that exactly, that line. So the first A I was a little bit too late. It still worked, but the second A was exactly on time. So we could actually do more with this idea. Let's connect the A7 to D, and that's, I think, the third idea I wrote down. So the third idea would be to play G minus 6 on the A7. So there would be, if I go down or up, and then play D7, G7, what we just did. That works great. That works great. Now let's play G minus, that line up. So G minus 6 arpeggio up. Then I'm on D7. Let's play Phrygian dominant down. And then diminished up. No, do. Yeah, let's do that. So. Yeah. The wrong key. Okay, that works. Okay, next idea would be B flat minus 6. So instead of, we do. So B flat minus 6 and G minus 6 are two sounds that work great on A7. Right? Both altered. It's the same fingering, but it's just a different fret I start. So I think about it like this. I either start this shape on the flat 9 or on the 3rd of A7. I can also start on the 7th, but then it wouldn't be altered anymore. It doesn't sound as great, I think, in this context. So it should either be G minus 6 or B flat minus 6. Let's put the chords in the screen. That would be better. But then I'm really small. Let's make myself a little bit bigger. Okay. Again. That was good. That works. The next option would be triplets. So triplet lines, something like... so I play triplet lines from D7 to G7, for instance. The B's on the beat. Now let's try that one. It's very fast to play triplets, but... yeah, that works. Let's try a triplet line from maybe going down. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. Last option would be to play chords. So that would be easy, but just you can play the same chord. So if we look at the chord progression again, then D7 and G7, or actually all three of them, A7, D7, G7, if we look at the tritone substitutions, not for everyone, but let's say A7 we're going to turn into E flat 7, D7 we keep, and G7 we're going to turn into D flat 7. So I can just take a voicing for A7 like this, and I can just shift it down. Right? Or any other combination. So for instance, if we take the second chord as a tritone substitute, there would be A flat 7, I can play it. Or any other voicing. But let's start here. First A, second A, we're gonna do E flat 7, let's do. And then the third A, we're gonna do... But that's actually pretty much the same, right? No. Let's try that. And then try to be interesting with the rhythms. Okay, so now we have all of these ingredients. Let me go back to that screen again. So now we have all of these options. A7 to D, G7 to C, just D7 to G7. I didn't even say that you could also play any variation that you know from Djangology. Right, you could play on that D7 to G7. We have the G minor 6, B flat minor 6, and then we have the triplets and the chords. So now I should play a solo that uses all of them at random. So it's going to be a lot of thinking because I'm try to play all of them. And then when I upload it to YouTube, then I can highlight the one I'm doing. Oh, actually, you know what I'm going to do to make it easier? I'm going to do, first chorus, I do the A7 to G7. The second chorus, I do D7 to G7. I just do this list, chorus by chorus. So I play 5 choruses, and I do each one in turn. That's going to be easier. Triplets. Chords. All right, those were all the options. I think I hit them all now. Yeah. So, did I lose anyone?